Hi friends, welcome to my channel. What is Hey Bells doing? I'm Bailey Rayburg. I'm a fashion designer with a formal education and over 20 years of sewing experience. And today I'm going to teach you how to sew on a button. So this is a very simple technique that will save so many of your wardrobe pieces, especially those winter coats or any of your favorite button downs where you might have lost a button or two. So let's go ahead and grab our supplies and get started. For supplies, you're going to need a pack of hand sewing needles, thread that matches the color of your garment, and a pair of scissors. All right, so we're going to start by taking our thread. We don't want it to be too long, so that way it has less chance of getting tangled up. And we're going to start by tying our knot. So take the two ends and match them up together, and then you're going to form a loop. Now, normally in a knot, you would take this and you would just do it one time. However, when you're working with regular thread, it is super thin and that one knot is not going to be enough. So we're going to take this and we're going to go 2, 3 times. 4 is better. If you can get 4, I always suggest 4 because it's going to make an even bigger knot and you don't have to worry about it coming out. So now we're going to take that and we're going to just pull it tightly. And you see, we've got a big knot, but it's clean. It's a clean knot. And we're going to go ahead and take and we're going to cut away the excess. So we have a nice clean knot. Now, we're going to go from the back side of our fabric. Now, I know this is white, but let's pretend that this is the front and the other side is the back. And we're going to come up from the back side where the button needs to be, and we're going to pull this through. So then we're going to take our button and we're going to choose one of these holes. It really doesn't matter which one. And we're going to go ahead and thread it through. So this one has 4 holes. Some buttons only have 2. But for buttons that have 4 holes, we're going to go straight down into this hole. And we're going to pull it all the way through like that, right? So on the back side, we can see that's where the knot is, and this is where the button is. So where the knot is, we want to put our needle through that and make sure we're going through the same exact hole. We're going to pull this out and pull this through. Now, you don't want it to be too tight because you don't want the fabric to pucker. See how that lays nicely? And if I pull that tight, it makes puckering. We don't want it to pucker, so we don't want it to be that tight. So if it gets like that, kind of just shift it with your hands, loosen it up a bit. Because as long as you have multiple of these threads, which is what we're going to do, it'll stay on, it'll be tight enough. So we're going to do it again, the same one. Boom, 2. Now we're going to go a 3rd time. So now that we're on this side, go back where the knot was. Make sure it comes out the right hole. Great. Pull it through. Final one. Boom. And again, remember not to pull too tight because we don't want the fabric to pucker. We want it to lay nicely. So now we've done this one 3 times. So now we've done this one 3 times. We're going to do the opposite side 3 times. So we're going to... This one's a little bit more tricky, but we're going to take this here and we're going to take the needle up from behind. So we're going to go on this side and you can play around with it. Sometimes it helps to kind of put your finger as long as you're careful, but we want to pull right on out through here and we're going to do the same thing. Boom. And again, flip to this side. That's where it went through, was right there. We can double check, yep. So we're gonna pull it through. So you see how that's loose? That right there is loose. We don't want it loose like that. That is too loose. That's going to fall off. So we do want it to be tighter than that. So when we pull this through, we'll make sure that tightens a bit. But again, the fabric itself is not puckering. It's not too tight all around it. I'm going to go back. So that's 2. And then we've got one more. So here. And then this is 3. So now both of them have 3. Now this is a thicker thread. This is a bigger button. I recommend at least 3 in each holes. Sometimes you have to do more depending on how often you wear it, if it has a lot of give, that kind of thing. But a minimum, I would say, minimum 3 times 3 each time. If you can get a couple more, 4 to 5, even better. So now we're going to tie it off. So we're going to turn to the back side. And we are going to take our needle and we are going to just pick up a little bit of the thread. It's kind of hard to see, but there's a little piece of thread right there. That's the white. That is from fabric. So that piece of thread, now we're going to pull this through. And we're going to have a loop. Now, we want to keep pulling, except we want this to go through the loop. And that's going to make a knot. Now, again, you'll be doing this with regular thread, so it won't be so thick, but it's going to tie a knot. And I always say to do it 3 times. So there's 1. You can even go through, you can go through your knot now. You can take this like this and go like that. And go 2. And then a 3rd time, I'm going to go through the fabric again for reinforcement and say, see, that's a little bit thicker this time, but that's okay. This is a thicker thread. I'm going to pull that through. And 3. So again, with regular thread, this will be so much thinner. It won't be so bulky. Voila. Now we have a button nice and sewn on. It's there. It's ready to go.